What's up, YouTube? TYP336 here. Team Satisfaction with sitting here with teammate Joey. He's gonna be showing us his brand new Gravekeeper Synchro. I don't know what you call it. Deck. What's your name for it? I call it Gravekeeper Synchro.
I don't know what to call it, to be perfectly honest.
That's the name of it. I don't know what to call it.
To be perfectly honest, again, I really don't even want to show the deck list simply because it surprised so many people. But out of unanimous decision and curiosity from a lot of different people, I guess I'll show it off just because I haven't felt as special. Anyway, the deck is basically Gravekeepers, but it's got some other random stuff in there that you just wouldn't think about. For instance, well, I'll just go through the deck. You have Gravekeeper's Commanded. It came out of the new structure deck. And what it does is it's basically just a Necro Valley search. You ditch it from your hand and you go through your deck and you get Necro Valley, which, you know, as anybody should know that's ever ran Gravekeepers, is Necro Valley is one of the main points of the deck. Without it, they pretty much get fucked over really bad. Then the next card is Spy. That's also a very dependent card in the Gravekeeper deck, simply because it can cause the swarm effect. It also helps out with different card effects like, well, hell, it just lets you special summon shit, basically. And Necro Valley, it helps out too, because Necro Valley gives it an extra 500 point boost, and when they attack into it, it does 500 extra damage. Then you have Gravekeeper's Assailant. I personally like this one pretty well, because when it's out, first off, it's a Gravekeeper, and Necro Valley puts it up 500 extra points. Second, when you attack, you can switch their monster to defense. So say they've got a big monster that they're overrunning you with, and you top deck into Gravekeeper's Assailant. You can be like Assailant, and as long as Necro Valley's on the field, you can attack that monster, switch to defense first, and kill it. Then we have Descendant. Descendant is a fairly new card. It came out of the structure deck too. And what it does is it allows you to offer a Gravekeeper to destroy one card on the field. Say your opponent attacks into Spy while it's face down. You flip it, you go get Descendant. Next turn, you draw, pop off your Spy, destroy something on their side of the field. Then the next card is Guard. Mainly because, you know, it's a good defense monster and it's got a nice flip effect. Once it flips, it gets rid of a monster you're having trouble with. It puts it back to your opponent's hand. It leaves them open for your next turn, or if it's your turn and you flipped it, you send it back, you get a nice direct attack. Especially with Necro Valley on the field, putting everything up an extra 500.
Oh, cool.
Then, this is one of the off cards that I'm running. Flammable Fire Dog. I've got it in there because it's a 1900 beater. It pretty much overruns anything with defense, and once it destroys it, I get to go through my deck and special summon Flammable Magician. And Flammable Magician is one of the main tuners that I have in this deck to synchro for most of my level 8s, which is pretty much all I run. I have a few level 6s, and I have a few level 7s too, but they very rarely see play. And then X-Saber Pawshul. I decided to run this because I was going to run Magna Drago instead, and then I realized it didn't have 200 points for defense. So instead of running that, I was like, hey, I want to try this, and so I put it in there, and so far it works pretty well because you can set it face down defense, it's a nice stall, and you don't take damage until your opponent's standby phase. So when it comes back to me after they've attacked it and it's still face up, I summon Sync.
What's the difference between him and
Then, you know, naturally, Necro Valley powers everything up by 500. Can't use any effects in the graveyard or has to do with the graveyard and anything like that. You can't remove anything. It just pretty much makes the deck broken and screws all others. And then, you know, naturally, Book of Moon, considering it's a trap-heavy format, I run Book of Moons to put my monsters, well, my opponent's monsters or my monsters face down, so I can either use my flip effects again or just stop their attacks. Then I have Smashing Ground, which is always just a nice little handy card if I ever want to get over on my opponent and I can't do it right at the time. And then Magical Dimension. I put it in here because most Gravekeepers and even most of my tuners are spellcasters. So what I do is, mainly if I have a monster out on the field and I don't like what they're doing, I can be like Magical Dimension, ditch my monster, bring out my tuner. Then I can pop their monster off, normal summon Sync. And then swords, you know, it's just a good natural 3-turn stall. Helps me build up my shit. And then mind control, just, you know, to take control of what they have, see what it is, use their flip effects against them, or just sink off their monster, you know, normal stuff. And then 1 Stelly, mainly just in case you start running low on your hand or you start running out of targets for your Gravekeeper effects, just play Stelly, it brings them right back to your hand. Or say you're in desperate need of a Necro Valley and you can't do it, but you got to command it in your graveyard. Stelly, put it back in your hand, ditch it, Necro Valley. And then 3 Royal Decrees. Well, that's pretty much self-explanatory. And the Solemn Judgment, that's basically to stop big things like Icarus attacks or, well, the Royal Decree pretty much stops that, but the Solemn Judgment can stop things like Dark Hole and, well, really anything you think your opponent's going to do to get over on you, you can just be like, Judgment, and it's like, no. And then Mirror Force. You know, just in case they start to get over on you and you don't have any defenses or anything and your decrees aren't pulling through for you or anything, so they attack into it, bam, gets rid of all their crap. And then Oppression, that's basically to stop any other special summons that decide to come out after I get all my crap out where they want to try and screw me. And I don't run Warning simply because I don't want to run Warning and Solemn in a deck, especially with this one, because with this one it takes a lot of life points to win. And when you pay Solemn Judgment and then you pay for Solemn Warning, you know, you're not left with much. Especially since I run Oppression too. That wouldn't be a very wise choice.
So, what do you think about like the format and how it's been going, new decks and everything?
I don't know. I really don't pay much attention to everybody else's. I just run mine and try to counter what I can. But when they come out, I want to run Fables. Fables are going to be the shit. You're going to be like X-Sabers on crack. You don't even know.
Yeah, and I'm going to destroy the hell out of them.
You can try. You can damn try. You think your damn machine fucking fortress coming out, it's a big damn beat stick and it's all easy, yeah.
Oh, its effect will just destroy and annihilate your shit, so, you know.
If I don't kill you with damage.
Yeah. Well,
I'll just be like Raven, you know, ditch a lot of monsters. Yep. A lot of damage there.
Alright. This is TYP 336 Team Satisfaction. You already know if it ain't pro, it ain't us. Out.